Gunmen and bombers attack U.S. Afghan base, 5 dead. What's going on, guys? It is Sunday, December 2nd, 2012. Here we are, December 2012. Where did the time go? Man, we're still alive. We're still here. I'm going to take a look at Timewave 0 for December 2012, and once again, if this is not your thing, please bypass this video. I'll see you on the next one. However, this will be the last Timewave 0 video I make because, as most of you know, on the 21st of this month, it bottoms out, falls into infinity, ceases to exist. Is anything going to happen this month? Any sort of cataclysmic event? I have no idea. No idea. I wish I could sit here and tell you that everything's going to be fine, but if you're somebody who's watching current events, both in the United States and around the world, you know things are definitely not fine. So I backed it up a little bit, November 20 to December 21, because we had that cliff, that fall off, just at the end of November coming into December. Now, the crazy thing is there's so much going on in the world, I can't say that it was trying to predicted any one event because there's so much going on. I mean, how do you... the way I interpret Timewave 0 is that it's reading the... kind of like the webbot, it's reading the emotional language of the world. And there's definitely a lot of upheaval going on. So I can't tie it to any one event. I was looking at the headlines and I was trying to put the pieces together, but there's just literally so much going on. It's information overload. And Terence McKenna did say, and I'll put some links below. If you're not aware of Terence McKenna or Timewave 0, I'll put some links below for you. You can research it if you like. He did say that 2012 was going to be a point in which there's going to be a rapid acceleration of things, and history is going to repeat itself. As we get closer to the end of 2012, history was going to repeat several times in a compressed manner, and in my opinion, that's exactly what's going on. If you're watching world events, you're like me, you can't keep up. There's just too much going on. So I do think that compression is definitely going on. Anyway, let's take a look at the timeline. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to November 30. That'll give us a little bit of an edge. The white dots, that's where we are as I shoot this video, December 22nd. I'm going to cycle through the 3 King 1 sequences. Looks like there's going to be a dip right around the 10th. Dip here, and around the 18th, 17th, 18th is where we have the final slope. And once again, on the 21st, it ceases to exist. So your guess is as good as mine if anything's going to happen. I have no idea. Looking at world events, though, so let me cycle through these. The King Win, the 3 sequences almost perfectly match up with one another. And then you have the 2, you have the HUANGTI translation to the 0 date, which we're going downhill on that one, looks like, between the 2nd and 3rd. And then we'll go back up, as you can see, up, down, up, down, up, down. And then we get down here toward the 16th. See, what Terence McKenna was saying about time becoming more compressed, if you look at this, there's a rapid sequence there where it's up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Just really fast. That could indicate to me that we're going to see, maybe we'll see cataclysmic events, many of them at one time. I certainly hope not, but that's just kind of the way that. Again, this video is my opinion. I'm not a scientist. I'm not I'm just some guy. I'm nobody. I'm just giving you my opinion, how I see things that might play out. And of course, the Franklin translation. We're getting ready to fall off that cliff between the 3rd and the 4th. What the translations all have in common is that they all cease to exist on December 21st, as you can see. Now, I'm going to look at some current events. I mean, there's a lot more going on than what I'm going to give you now, but just some headlines. Japan tunnel collapse traps cars. There's been a major tunnel collapse in Japan. I know there's they were pulling bodies out of there earlier tonight. We were watching it, so I'll put a link to that. we got the massive rainstorm hitting the West Coast. A number of counties declare state of emergency ahead of potential flooding. I'll put a link to this. They're calling it the Arc Storm. Here's a peculiar story. I don't know what this is about. Free anti-radiation pills to be given out to Illinois residents. Article here. Why would they be giving out radiation pills? It's mainstream news, so if you guys want to look into that. Of course, I will put a link below to the debt clock, the U.S. debt clock, because we're approaching that fiscal cliff. I'm of the opinion, I mean, we've seen it happen time and time again. They save us at the 0 hour. We did it. We pulled it off. It's my opinion, just my opinion, that they're not going to do it this time. The end of December could be the point in which we see things rapidly deteriorate. You just can't keep holding it up. You can't keep propping it up. I'll put a link to the U.S. debt clock. You pull it up and take a look at it. I've said this for years now. It's inevitable. The financial collapse is inevitable because the U.S. debt clock can't keep going up into infinity. Eventually, it's going to have to be dealt with. Now, I'm of the opinion that the United States has a tyrannical government. They've given themselves all the power in the world to just drag people away and imprison them indefinitely with no access to a lawyer, no charges, nothing. They could do this to American citizens. For those of you who don't know that, just go up to your Google search and type in NDAA and watch what comes up. Having said that, no tyrannical government in history has ever given up power willingly. So I don't see them avoiding the financial cliff by cutting a bunch of government. I think government's just going to keep getting bigger, more and more and more. I don't see government departments being cut. I just don't see that. So, and the fiscal cliff, I don't know. But I'll put a link to the debt clock if you want to check that out. Anyway, more news going on. The Herald Sun is reporting Bob Carr condemns North Korean missile test. Check this out. North Korea, speaking of, like World War III scenario, North Korea is going to test fire a rocket between December 10 and December 22. That's interesting. That's interesting because if you watch my last video and I played that clip from Jericho, they named Iran and North Korea as the countries that nuked us. Of course, we know that was a false flag, or turned out to be a false flag, but Iran and North Korea were named in that clip. I'll put a link to my video if you want to go back and watch that if you hadn't seen it. So it's interesting that North Korea is going to test fire a missile between the 10th and the 22nd. Just saying. I'll put a link to it. And of course, the sinkhole down in Louisiana, I got an update on that. Giant sinkhole burps up debris. There's a lot more oil and a lot more sludge going on. Man, that's just eerie. And then we have another sinkhole, many of you know, in is this Dover? This is in somewhere in Ohio. Take a look at the pictures of this thing. A big chunk of earth just fell away, took out a highway with it. Are we seeing earth crust displacement going on? I think it's possible because we're seeing more and more of these. And then you got the giant. If you guys follow Carniart a while back, he was doing the thing with the giant crack in the earth up in Michigan, I think it was. I'm sure that's still there, and I'm sure it's only gotten worse. So it appears we may be seeing crustal displacement going on. I have no idea. So anyway, these are just some stories, and I wanted to show you the timeline. Let me, since this is my last video, I'm just going to play around with this a little bit. Let's go to December 15th, just so I could show you how rapid it's going to become. Okay, this is the 16th to the 21st. Even here's some jagged edges. I think it was the Franklin, was it? There you go. That's the one I was looking at. This is between the 16th or the 15th and the 21st. You can see just up, down, up, down, up, down. I can only guess that, like I said, it's going to be some sort of many major events in rapid succession. Or maybe nothing happens. I hope that's the case. Again, this video has only been my opinion. If you like this video, if you think it's vital information, or pass it around, share it. At least for the links to the news stories. Please rate it, thumbs up, thumbs down. Again, I don't mind doing these videos, and the only thing I ask that people rate, I really appreciate it because it helps it move around YouTube. So there we are. Timewave 0 2012 ceases to exist on the 21st. Anything major going to happen? I have no idea, guys. But I will say this. If something does happen, and, we lose the internet, we lose power, whatever, I don't know what it's going to be. I just want to say it's been an honor and a privilege to be a part of this community. This community has changed my life. And I am I can't tell you how grateful I am for all of you. It has been it's been a ride. And I hope we can continue it into the new year. I hope nothing happens. That's all I got. You guys take care. Stay safe. Stay informed. Stay vigilant. I love you. And I'll see you on the next one.